Hello, this is Pastor John Dowler of Prayer Builders in Winona, Minnesota with another word for the day. And we're still in Matthew chapter 6, looking in these verses that Jesus over and over and over and over again says, quit worrying, quit worrying. And if there's a time we could be worrying, it's today. There's a lot of uncertainty in every front, but Jesus said, don't worry. God is always your provider. And then he says in verse 31, he says, do not worry, saying, what are we going to eat? What are we going to drink? What are we going to wear? For all these things the Gentiles seek after, for your Father knows that you need all of these things. Now look at this. When he says Gentiles, he's actually meaning that Gentiles in the Bible are people who did not have covenant with God. Only Israel in the Bible had covenant with God until the New Testament and until the New Covenant. And they were the only ones with God's promises. Well, since they didn't have a covenant with God, their whole life was just centered and focused on how are we going to get a house? How are we going to get a car? How are we going to pay our bills? How are we going to pay for our kids' school? How are we going to do all this stuff? All those things are what non-covenant people think about. But Jesus said, but you, all these things the Gentiles are seeking, but your heavenly Father knows you have need of these things. Now Jesus is talking covenant. If we are born of him and born again, we're his children, and he knows that we have need of these things. And not only does he know it, but he's going to take care of it because he covenanted with us to do so. So let's believe him today for his promises and not make our life's focus about getting everything we need. That's not the way the kingdom works. Trust God and believe him and be a blessing to others. That is my word for the day.